create a competitive landscape map, right? This is a tool that makes it easy to show where you stand relative to your competition. Right? So simple. All right, so look at who your customers are, identify the 3 benefits that they want the most, probably the ones that they're on fire about. They probably don't care about benefits 4, 5 through 10. What are the top 3? Make some lines and indicate worst and best. What we're going to do is put logos on here. We're going to put our company logo and the logos of our competitors, and hopefully we're all the way to the right. Let's get an example. All right, so here's a company called Streamliners. They make aerodynamic enhancing devices that go on to tractor trailers, right? Their customers are the owners of tractor trailer fleets. Those owners, after talking to them, interviewing 100 of them, they learned they want to save money on fuel. They want a device that pays for itself quickly, so they don't have this big capital cost, takes a long time to recoup. And it turns out there's lots of different kinds of trailers, and they want something that can work on all the different kinds of trailers. All right, so the number one competitor to Streamliners were these things called skirts. If you've ever driven past a tractor trailer, you might have noticed many of them on the side have these rectangular pieces of plastic. Those are called skirts. They help increase aerodynamics. So the skirts save a lot of money on fuel, and so does Streamliners. But when it comes to paying for itself, the skirts actually cost a fair bit. Streamliners cost a lot less, so Streamliners pays for itself much faster than their competitor, the skirts. And skirts only work on one kind of trailer, whereas it turns out Streamliners can work on any kind of trailer that you might have in your fleet. Wow. This puts Streamliners all the way on the right in all these things that really matter to their customers. So when they go out and they do their sales calls, they ask the customers, are these the 3 things that matter to you? They know the customer is going to say yes, and they're able to very clearly articulate how they are the superior option. That lets them win the business. Let's take a second example. My first company, All in Play, made online games allowed the visually impaired to play as equals with their friends and family. So our visually impaired customers cared about 3 things. They wanted to be equal. They did not want to be the handicapped person at the table. They wanted to be a full, independent human being. That's the equal. The social part is many of these people have become socially isolated over time because they can't get out and interact. So they really crave to have that social interaction. And the last item is it has to be convenient because these people can't drive. So they can't get to lots of different kinds of events or places. So All in Play's major competitors were mainstream online games. You can go on to games.yahoo.com back then, right? But the problem is for almost all people that were visually impaired, they couldn't use most of those products. So they didn't feel equal. They could barely even use them. You could go to the church and play with your girlfriends a game of bridge or something, right? But the problem is you're definitely the blind girl at that party with the blind deck of cards and with some of the challenges that come around that. A lot of our customers told us that while they liked seeing their girlfriends there, they really felt a bit of a stigma being the blind person there or playing with their grandkids. Whereas All in Play, you literally could not tell who was blind, who was sighted. You could just tell who was better at playing the games. When it comes to interacting with people, for the few visually impaired people, maybe that had some vision, higher performing, that could use the mainstream games, then they're able to interact and chat with the people that were there, but it was incredibly difficult. Likewise, socializing with people in person. It's pretty cool. There are actually people at the event, so you can socialize with your girlfriends at church or with your grandkids at your kid's house, but All in Play made it so that you could interact with people any time of day or night with just a simple click. So you had access to hundreds or thousands of times more people that you could interact and grow friendships and relationships with. And when it came to convenience, the mainstream online games, if you could play them, again, they ran in the browser, so that was super simple and easy to use. In-person socialization was a drag because you had to get transportation. Again, blind people can't drive. All in Play at that point in time, technology required that you had to download it onto your computer and install it, so it wasn't as slick as playing in the browser, but it was much better than requiring a car or someone else to help you. Once you had the game installed, you were live and playing. So this shows that All in Play really dominated in the equal and social area, and that convenience was a bit of a challenge for the company. And this helped us understand our competitive advantages.